Okay, so welcome. I'm Justin. I'm a former head coach for Mesa Rim Reno and now our customer experience manager for Mesa Rim North City, which is coming along. We're actually this next week doing a walkthrough. So on Tuesday next week, the leadership staff, myself included, will be there, and we're going to do a little virtual tour for folks. So if you stay tuned, like on my little Tuesday, Thursday classes things, or if you follow the North City account or just even one of the Mesa Rim social media pages, one of the Insta pages or something, we'll be posting some more of what that gym looks like. So if you're curious to see what the newer Mesa facility looks like, then you can take a look. We'll be posting some stuff. So what are we doing today? This is our bodyweight clinic. So all this stuff on Tuesdays we do core. So it's a very much core focused and core that's more applicable and transferable to climbing. And same with this stuff. These are HIIT workouts, so they're high intensity interval training. And the idea is that we're spiking your heart rate up high and taxing your muscles from oxygen deprivation. So we're trying to get you out of breath. So if during the small rest periods you're like breathing hard, that's a really good sign. If you feel like your heart rate is spiking too high early on in the workout, then I would encourage you to take breaks. So even if I say like, okay, we're going to be back on right now, I still think it would be ideal for you to take a little bit of a break if you're feeling a little bit too burned. So I'll do one more time here because I think maybe we had some more folks post. I'm going to put the Google Doc in the chat just so you can take a look at that if you want. You do not need to have that open to follow along with us. I'll be telling you everything that we're going to be doing. But if you want to look ahead a little ways just to see like, okay, what's the workout for today actually going to entail? That's what we're going to be doing today. This is a public document too. So if you want to save it and do it at a later date, like if today works great, then you can be like, cool, this is what we did on this day. And then you can reference it at a later date and try the same one again. And all of these get posted onto our YouTube channel afterwards, as well as being uploaded with direct links to the YouTube just off of our website. So if you ever like bored, just perusing the Mesa virtual classes link on our mesarim.com website is a great way to find a lot of valuable resources in terms of, we have Matt DiStefano doing some, PT stuff, some great shoulder work and mobility stuff. There's Kim and Sarah leading phenomenal yoga classes. I've got a decent chunk of stuff in there now too, from like hangboarding to body weight stuff to HIIT training basics and core stuff. So there's just so many things now. We've been at this for like a couple months, and every week we film stuff and then we record it here on Zoom and then we upload it to the YouTube channel. So if you ever can't make one of these things, just hit up the website and pull it up on your screen and you can have at it. So for today, last week we did things that were a little bit more like climbing specific. So with that came a slightly lower level of intensity. This week we're dialing up the intensity a little bit higher. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to set the timer up and we're going to go through these different cycles. So our first cycle is burpees and high knees. So I'm going to demo the form that I want to see for that and then start a timer for us and we can get after it. So let me get the timer set up here really quick for us. Let's see. And then we'll demo some forms. So all you guys need right now, if you don't want to share video, you don't have to. If you want to share video to get some form adjustments or corrections from me, you are more than welcome to. And then if you have some space, some floor space, and then some water nearby, that's ideal.
Justin, everywhere there's squats, I'm just going to hold hollow. Is that cool?
That's totally fine. Absolutely. And I would say anything, because there is like a decent bit of leg stuff. So anytime that the leg stuff is bothering you, I would just try and do a little bit more core stuff. So like any isometric is good. Plank's good. Hollow body's good. You can even swap it out for some repetition core stuff if you want, of like your choice, so it doesn't get stale. But just be mindful of your knees. So, and that goes for everybody that's here. If I'm telling you to do something and you're feeling any sort of like sharp pain, do not do that thing. Swap it out for something that you feel comfortable with, or just take a break until we continue on. Okay. So burpees, what is burpee form? I'm going to show you a couple modifications for that. Burpee form and high knees. So I'll show you high knee form first. Okay, so what am I looking for high knees? So you can see like my waist. I'll bring this up just a touch. Okay, so for high knees, right, I want your knee to be coming even with your hip. So I'll angle this up just a touch more so you can see me better. So you should be coming up to about here for each one, right? So it should look like this, and I should have like a pretty nice, consistent pace going, okay? What do I want for burpees? So for burpees, you're coming down, right? So coming down, feet go out, so jump back, right? If you want, you can put the push-up in. You don't need to. Then jumping back in, then jumping straight up, and then back down again and continue, right? So the idea here for our first round is that we haven't, probably most of us that are here, except with maybe like the exception of Caroline or maybe Annie or Jill, like folks that were maybe just doing hangboarding, maybe you're like a little bit warmed up already. So you can start with maybe a little bit of a higher intensity. But if you haven't done anything today, I want this first round to be at about like 60% intensity or so. So don't push yourself really hard because we don't want to like spike your heart rate too soon. So 60 to 65% at the beginning. Everybody good to get going here? We ready? Okay, we're gonna start here with the 40 seconds of burpees are gonna be up first, I believe. And that push-up is optional in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, 40 seconds start. I'll turn this timer up too. So you guys should be able to hear like a ding of when it stops, and I'll give you some verbal cues and some verbal reminders as well. 30 seconds, so remember we're going for like 60 to 65% intensity, right? Also just keep in mind in the back of your head today that today's a little bit harder than it was last week. So just be mindful of that, try and save a little bit of juice for the end. 10 more seconds, find a nice solid pace. 2, 1, boom, 20-second rest, 20-second rest. So shake out a little bit and then get ready for high knees. Each cycle that we do lasts 6 minutes. So you're gonna end up doing 3 minutes or like 3 sets of 40 seconds of burpees and 3 of high knees. So it's 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. 3, 2, 1, high knees, here we go, high knees. So again, in terms of pacing for this, we're thinking like 60 to 65%, so whatever that means to you, right? So like at the end of each one of these rounds, you should be like breathing a little bit hard, that's okay. But if you're like absolutely panting and feel like you're gonna keel over, then your intensity is a little bit too high. So you wanna dial that intensity back so that you have more energy for the rest of it. You ever feel like that intensity just gets up to a point where you can't continue on, then just take like a minute or two off and then hop back in whenever you feel comfortable. 10 more seconds. That's okay, I can mute you, Mary, since you're over there. Okay, 20-second rest. Nice job. And then if you need anything too, you can always just like raise your hand or come over, but I'll keep everybody muted for the time being. And then if you need something, you can give me a thumbs up or something and I'll unmute you from here so you don't have to come back to your computer. Okay, 3, 2, 1, burpees, here we go. Nice job. Awesome, form looks great. Remember, we're at about 60 to 65% right now. And we're about to be halfway done with our first cycle of stuff. We got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, 20-second rest. Okay, so back to high knees in 15 seconds here. So focus on breathing during these rest periods. So the idea here is that you're getting taxed for oxygen. So you wanna make sure you have nice breathing during your 20-second rest period so you can catch back up. 2, 1, 40 seconds high knees, here we go. $30 seconds. Nice job, looks good, looks good. 20 seconds. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. 20-second rest. Nice job. Catch your breath. Focus on nice deep breathing. Get a nice good breathing rhythm going for these. That'll help you tremendously later in the workout as well if you get a good breathing rhythm. Okay, we got burpees up next in 2, 1. Burpees, here we go. This is our last round of burpees for the day. So again, don't push things too hard yet. We should be at about like 60 to 65%. Should be feeling the blood flowing pretty well at this point, like full body wise. Arms and shoulders should be warm, legs should be warm, heart rate should be up there a little bit. You should probably feel it at this point, but it shouldn't be completely out of control. Should be having some heavy breathing too, and getting warmer and ready to do some harder stuff soon. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. 20-second rest. Okay, we've got high knees, and then we're gonna get a nice big rest after this. 2, 1, high knees, here we go. This is it. This is the last thing for our first set. And then we're gonna take a little break while I explain the next things we're gonna do. And you'll have an opportunity to get some water, catch your breath, and then we'll get after it. 20 more seconds here. Nice job. Form looks great. Three, 2, 1. Nice job. Okay, so we got a couple minutes of rest now. So catch your breath for a second. Grab some water if you have that nearby. Take a second. And then in probably about 1 minute, I'm going to explain our next two. I'm going to demo the form that I'm looking for squats and for mountain climbers. So ignore this chime that comes up. That's just our rest time. Okay, so hopefully catching our breath a little bit and feeling nice and warm. Shouldn't be feeling too burned out. If you're feeling like, oh my gosh, that was way too hard, be ready to take some breaks then for some of these later sets so that you can get through the workout without burning yourself out and you can focus on really quality form. So far, everybody that I can see is sharing video, nice work. Form looks great. This next one, we're going to be amping up the intensity level. I want to see about 75 to 80%. So we're ramping things up a decent little bit. Should be nice and warm. Our body should be ready to push it a little bit harder now. So what are we going to be doing? We've got squats and mountain climbers. So I'm going to demo the form that I'm looking for those. Okay, so for a squat. So for my squat, I'm keeping my feet about shoulder width apart, right? As I come down, I'm coming down until I have at least a 90-degree bend, right? Hands are going out in front of me, okay? And I'm trying not to have my knees go too far over my toes, right? So I'll bring this up a little bit so you can see what that looks like better. So as I'm coming down here, so you can see like my knees are probably like in line with my toes, but I'm not like thinking like way forward like this, right? I also don't have my toes pointed out too wide. They're about facing straight forward to maybe like slightly turned out, but the goal there is to not be too like duck-footed and to not be too narrow either. If you have really solid range of motion, if you want, and your knees are okay, so this is a no-go for Caroline doing any of these, right? But if your knees feel really great, you can try and get a little bit more like deeper range of motion. So that'd be coming like all the way down like this and then all the way back up, right? So your squats would look like this. In terms of pacing and intensity, that's only gonna be up to you and like whatever feels comfortable, right? So whatever 80% looks like to me is going to be really different than what 80% looks like for Jill, right? So making sure that you find that balance is really important. Mountain climbers. Okay, so for the mountain climbers, I'm in this nice like push-up position. Let's angle this down maybe a little bit more. So I'm in this like push-up position. You'd think I'd be better at this point. In the push-up position, I'm going to bring my knee up and like close to my elbow. And I'm trying to keep my back flat and I'm alternating between legs, right? So a nice quick pace looks something like this. You can see as I'm doing this, I'm not trying to get up into like a position like this and just like kind of reach my legs in. If I'm starting to do this, I'm too tired. I need to rest, okay? I want to be looking like this. If I can't do this, then I should be taking a set off so that I can catch my breath a little bit more, okay? Everybody good with that? We ready to get after it? Okay, let's see. Don't listen to that yet. We're gonna get started here in 10 seconds. And we will start with the squats first. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here go the squats. Caroline, you have your alternate things you can do. Awesome. So in terms of intensity, this is a little bit higher now. So you want to be doing about 75 to 80%, thinking about like a nice consistent pace. And really finding a solid rhythm for your breathing can be super helpful for these workouts. Because that's what makes it so hard, is that you're not letting your muscles have enough blood flow and enough oxygen to recover in time. So that's why you feel extremely out of breath. So more oxygen is good. 3, 2, 1, 20-second rest. And breathing is the mechanic that allows you to get that oxygen. So if you're not breathing or if your rhythm's really off, it can get a lot harder for your body to be able to function efficiently when it's tired. 10 more seconds here, and then we're gonna do mountain climbers. 4, 3, 2, 1, mountain climbers, here we go. Nice work. Looks good, looks good. 20 more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Nice job. 20-second rest, and then we're going back to squats. So remember, trying to have that focus on form. If you feel like you're starting to get way too out of breath, don't worry about taking a round or two off to like fully come back and then get after it if you're feeling a little bit of some push here. 3, 2, 1, squats, here we go. Again, intensity levels about 75 to 80%. If you do have the range of motion, you can go a little bit deeper, but if 75 to 80% is about 90 degrees for you, then keep it at 90 degrees, right? We don't want to, even if you're capable of getting that full range of motion, you don't want to do it unless that's what 80% looks like for you. Okay, 15 more seconds here. Nice job, keep it up. 3, 2, 1, 20-second rest. Nice job, we're halfway done with the second set here. 3 minutes down, 3 to go. Gonna get ready for mountain climbers again in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, mountain climbers, here we go. Nice job, looks great. You get some pet encouragement over there. Pets are always the best with this stuff because they don't understand what's going on at all and they just want to play. They're like, oh, you're playing? Can I play too? 15 more seconds here. Three, 2, 1. Nice job. 20 seconds rest. We've got one more of each. So one more set of squats, one more set of mountain climbers, and then we get a nice bigger break. So get ready for squats coming up here in 3, 2, 1. Squats, here we go. Form looks great. Nice job, everybody. Good consistent pace. Remember to try and have is consistent. Everybody's pace looks perfect. I have you all muted so I can't hear your breathing. Just try and make sure that your breathing is as consistent as your pace is. That will very much help your endurance in this workout in the long run. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 20-second rest. Nice job. We're almost done. We've got one more round here of mountain climbers, right? 40 seconds to mountain climbers is a long time, right? So this is our last round of mountain climbers for the day, and we have more leg intensive stuff coming up at the very end. So let's try and push it hard. 3, 2, 1, mountain climbers, here we go. Try and get to about 85% for this. Focus on consistent rhythm, consistent pacing, and consistent breathing. Try and keep it the same throughout the whole thing. Even as you're starting to get more tired now, it's about 20 seconds to go. Try and keep that pacing the same. And keep that breathing the same too. We're so close, 15 more seconds to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Big rest, big rest. Good work. Shake it out for a second, walk around, get a drink of water. It's gonna be another chime is gonna go off here, and that's just gonna be our rest time. And then I'm gonna explain the next couple things that we're gonna do. Okay, that's the start of that rest time, the longer rest, longer break. Really focus on your breathing here too. So you have this opportunity of like a longer rest in between our next set. We don't want everything to get too taxed oxygen-wise, right? So really focusing on that breathing is gonna make it way more helpful for the last round coming up here. So we've got one more round, one more set of stuff. It's our third set of stuff, and then we're gonna do the leg challenge, which is the same leg challenge we did last week. This is maybe, I can maybe write up a real quick core challenge for you instead, Caroline, since you got some knee stuff going on. So we've got another 30 seconds of rest plus, I'm gonna give you that 30 seconds plus however long it takes me to explain form for this stuff right now. Okay, so jumping lunges. What does a jumping lunge look like? So I will show you what the jumping lunge looks like. Okay, so the jumping lunge. So I'm gonna try and get my front knee and my back knee down to 90 degrees each, right? So that looks like it's something like this, right? And like back and forth, nice consistent pace. So I'm exploding up quick and then landing, controlling, and not slamming my bottom knee down into the ground, okay? So when I land, I'm really landing on my metatarsals. Jill's pretty familiar with what those are, landing on those, trying to make sure that it's like basically that my toes are engaged, right? So that I'm landing on my toes like this. I'm not landing flat-footed or on the ball, on the heel of my foot. I'm landing on the ball of my foot and then absorbing that impact and slowly lowering my back knee down to touch the ground. I don't want to just like collapse like a sack of potatoes and smash my knee into the ground. If that intensity is too high for the stuff that we're doing, don't do the jump. Just do regular lunges back and forth. So you have a couple options there. Okay, and then the other one, push-ups. So for push-ups, there's a couple ways you can modify this that I would prefer. Rather than modifying with putting your knees down if they get too challenging, I would prefer that you use a couch or maybe like a chair to be able, and I can demo what I mean by using a chair. This is gonna be like a little bit narrow of a stance, but okay. So what I mean by this is instead of like having my knees down and doing modified push-ups like this, then I'm not engaging my full core as much. Whereas like if I have the chair, now I can be in that full like plank position, and now I can do those push-ups, right? By still having to engage all of my core. So I would prefer that as a modification. If they start to get a little bit too hard, if you're too tired, I'd prefer that you use either chair or couch works, table works. There's a lot of different options there just around the house or the apartment, rather than putting your knees down so that we're still engaging our full core. In terms of what type of form I'm looking for, I'll show you without the chair. I'll show you just like regularly on the ground here. Okay, so I want my shoulders stacked directly over my elbows and over my wrists, okay? I'm coming down to at least 90 degrees and then coming straight back up again. My back is flat, right? I'm not sagging my hips at all. And then I'm also trying to alternate between a few different kinds, okay? So rather than just like crank stuff out and have this super high intensity level and just be doing a ton of push-up reps, I'm gonna try and focus on quality form and then alternate between a few different positions. So the first position is gonna be narrow, right? I'm gonna have my thumbs basically like touching each other. Same thing, going down to at least 90 and then back up. Now I'm gonna walk my hands out to like about a neutral shoulder width position. Then I'll do the push-up. Now I'm gonna walk my hands out to be a little bit wider, and then I'm gonna do that wide push-up. Now I'm gonna walk them back in, and so on, right? If you can, since we're climbers here, I would prefer that you angle your elbows in so that we focus more on your tricep instead of on your chest, because climbers have a tendency to have not so great triceps and okay chest muscles from compression. So hopefully that makes sense for everybody. I'm gonna give you that extra 30 seconds here, and then we're gonna get started. So we got, looks like we're gonna do jumping lunges or regular lunges first. So just remember, if we're jumping, we're being nice and controlled. Okay, we're gonna get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jumping lunges or lunges, here we go. Okay, so intensity level should be about 80% right now. And then throughout the course of this set, I'm gonna dial it up after each section of 2 minutes. So we got 80% right now. Awesome, form looks great. Excellent. Ten seconds left here. 3, 2, 1. 20-second rest. Nice job. Okay, so up next for the push-ups, just remember to try and always be in motion. It doesn't have to be super fast, but we want to be like, okay, I'm doing the push-up, I'm walking my hands out, I'm doing the push-up, and so on. You don't ever want to be stopped. Okay, 3, 2, 1, push-ups. Here we go. So as long as you're constantly moving some part, then I'm good with it. Don't feel like you have to rush yourself. Just make sure that we're not ever just like holding a plank position. So that those 3 types of stances we're trying to hit are narrow, shoulder width, and wide. Nice job, form looks good. 10 more seconds here. 2, 1, 20-second rest. Nice job. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the jumping lunges or regular lunges now. Just remember, try and keep your form consistent. You're exploding up and off of your feet, and then you're landing, and then slowly controlling, lowering that leg down, the back leg down to touch the ground. 2, 1, jumping lunges or regular lunges, depending on where you're at right now. Okay, so this is our second round of stuff, so we should be at 85% now. Solid 85%. So we want to be nice and consistent with our form, with our pacing, with our breathing. Excellent job, looks great. Nice work, 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. 20-second rest. Nice job. Super good. Okay, so for those push-ups, it's going to be the same thing, about 85%. Consistent motion between narrow, shoulder width, wide, making sure we're getting to at least 90 degrees in depth. If you can do deeper than that, that's great. Go for it, but only if it matches the intensity that we need. 2, 1, push-ups. Here we go. 40 seconds of push-ups. Excellent. Focusing on quality form, trying to keep that back flat. Consistent pacing and consistent breathing. Want to make sure we're breathing the whole time. Nice work, keep it up. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. 20-second rest. Nice job. Okay, so now we're going into our last round of each thing, right? Of jumping lunges and of push-ups. So our intensity is going to be between 90 to 95% now for each one of these. So we're pushing real hard now, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lunges go, or jumping lunges, okay? We're going speedy now. So we're thinking like you're trying to get yourself to 90 to 95% now consistently. Focus on that breathing the whole time. This is the last time we're doing these for the day, okay? And then we're doing push-ups after this, and then you're done. Then you get a nice big break before we do our little like leg challenge circuit at the end, which isn't nearly as high intensity as this is. So keep trying, keep pushing, keep breathing. We got 15 seconds to go. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 20-second rest. Nice job. Okay, so 90 to 95% for push-ups up next. Then we get a nice little break before the leg challenge. Okay, you're ready for push-ups in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 40 seconds. Here we go. This is it. This is the last HIIT thing that we're doing today, and then we're going to do our little leg challenge circuit. Nice job. Focus on that. Like, we want 90-degree depth if you can. Just trying to alternate between narrow, shoulder width, and wide. Elbows angled in if you can. Almost done. 13 more seconds. Super close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Nice job. Excellent. Okay, so really catch your breath now. Get some water. That's it for the HIIT stuff for today. Now we've got our little leg challenge. It is 6:35, so if anybody needs to duck out a little bit early and you don't want to stick around for the challenge and you feel blasted, by all means, feel free. You do not have to stick around for this. If you do want a little bit extra and you want to try the challenge, then I welcome you to stay. I just encourage folks, if you do need to duck out early, I'm going to do a couple things. First, my email's in the chat. Very simple, justin@mesarim.com. If you ever have any questions, you can let me know. Before you leave today, if you can send me something privately and just let me know on a scale of 1 to 5 how difficult this was for you. Okay, so 1 would be this was pretty easy. It felt like the whole thing felt like a really solid warm up, and now I want to go do like a climbing session, right? 5 would be like, I don't want to work out for a week now. So way too hard. The challenge was, the level was too high for me. The sweet spot that we're looking for is somewhere between 3 to 4, right? So manageable, challenging, but manageable. Okay, so if we're sticking around for the leg challenge, while you guys are catching your breath, I'm gonna put this in the chat. Okay, so the leg challenge, this is how this is gonna work. I'm gonna explain each one of these things, and then we're gonna time you through them. The one thing that you will need for this is some open wall space for a wall sit, okay? So I'm gonna demo that. I guess I can demo that like on the sliding glass door here, right? So that would be like this, like I need enough space so that I can like do a wall sit and I can like push my back into something. Ideally, that's not on a sliding glass door and it's on an actual wall, right? But that's the only additional thing that you need to be able to do this. So while everybody's catching their breath, I'm just gonna run through and explain all the stuff and show the form that I want. So feel free to, if you want to walk around, grab water while I'm going through this, if you already know what's coming. If not, then you can watch, and if you need some clarification from me before we get started, just let me know. So first thing, the 30 seconds is just the deep squat. That's basically that rest position that Mary's been holding for the majority of this workout, okay? So it just looks like this, right? So I'm just like in this nice, like comfortable, like deep squat position here. So I'm just kind of like getting warmed up with my legs, like getting ready to like, okay, like be relaxed, a little bit of a start, and I'm not gonna like hit it too hard, okay? So we're 30 seconds there. At the end of each one of these things, then you're doing a certain number of repetitions of squats. So we start off with 30 seconds in that deep squat, and then we're doing 5 squats. Then we're doing 30 seconds at a 90-degree squat, okay? So 90-degree depth, boom. So just like this, right? So I'm 30 seconds here at this 90-degree depth, okay? And then I'm gonna go immediately into 10 squats, right? So our squats are that same form, right, that we've been doing before. After that, we're doing the 30-second wall sit. So the 30 seconds on the wall sit, we're trying to get 90 degrees on the wall. So 90-degree bend on your leg. It is okay for you to be pushing your legs to have your back flat up against the wall, right? So you're not just like sitting straight down. You're pushing your back a little bit into it, and like your lower back as well as your shoulders and everything. After the wall sit, wide squat. So that'd be a little bit wider than shoulder width for your feet. So toes would be angled out a little bit more. So that would be like this, right? So this is like that wide squat. So I'm holding this position. And ideally, I'm not like resting my arms and like leaning my body too far forward over like this, okay? I prefer like arms down here or like out to the sides, right? So that I'm not trying to like put extra weight on my legs and like lean forward and rest my arms. If you have to do that, if that feels more comfortable, that's okay. But really, we want to be focusing on just keeping those legs controlled the whole time. Calf raises, pretty straightforward. This gives you a little bit of a break because these aren't too bad, right? So what I'm looking for in a calf raise, all the way up onto the toes, all the way back down. All the way up onto the toes, holding for a second, all the way back down. So we want to spend as minimal amount of time as possible just standing with my feet flat. So ideally, I'm like up here, and then I come down, and I'm immediately up here again. I come down, and immediately up here. So explode up, lower down, nice and slow. Then, after all of that, we've got a 1-minute wall sit to cap it off for the very end. So the goal here is to just get through the whole thing with pretty solid form. If you need to take a little bit of time off at any point in order to make your form a little bit better, that's totally good. Just feel free to step out for a second. So if everybody's ready, you've got your rest time is all good and set. We're going to get started here in about 10 seconds. And we're going to start with that really nice, easy, deep squat. So get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice, easy, deep squat. So we're just hanging out nice and low. Trying to get those hips open. And then at the end of this, we've got 5 squats. So hold for 10 more seconds here. Get ready for your 5 squats in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 squats, go. And then you're going to go immediately down into the 90-degree squat. And then I'm keeping the time rolling through this, so it's not like I'm pausing while everybody's doing that. Nice job. We've got 10 more seconds here, and then you're doing 10 squats. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 squats, go. Once you're done with those 10 squats, get immediately into that wall sit. And I'm going to start timing for that wall sit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wall sit. Here we go. We're here for 30 seconds, and then we're going to do 15 squats. I'm going to try and average our intensity to be 1 squat per second for the 15 squats. So I'm going to give you 15 seconds to do the 15 squats coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Away from the wall, 15 squats. Here we go. And then we're going to get into a wide squat. Okay, so that wide squat at 90 degrees. We got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, wide squat. Here we go. Wide squat for 30 seconds. Nice job. Hold that at 90. Remember to keep breathing. This is probably the hardest part. We got 15 more seconds here, and then things get a little bit easier. Almost done. 10 more seconds. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 squats. Go. Give you 15 seconds again to get those done. So we got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Calf raises, go. 30 seconds of calf raises. So remember, we're going all the way up onto those toes, holding for a little bit, and coming down and then exploding back up and holding at the top. We want to spend a very minimal amount of time back on the ground. This is your opportunity to really catch your breath before we go into this 1-minute wall sit. Nice job. Looks great. Keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 squats, go. Okay, we're gonna get started on that 1-minute wall set here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, 1 minute, here we go. This is it, this is the end, okay? So focus on breathing. So now you don't have like pacing to help with your breathing because you're holding an isometric. That can make finding like a consistent rhythm for your breathing a little bit harder, okay? So that's gonna be on you. Try and find that rhythm for your breathing that works well and stick to it, right? We're 20 seconds down, 40 seconds to go. This is the last thing of the day, and then you're done, and then that's it. And we're done with the leg challenge and everything else. And I know this one was a little bit harder than what we did last week, a lot more higher intensity. So I know everybody's probably feeling it. We got 25 more seconds to go. Keep breathing, keep breathing. So close. 15 more seconds. Finish the day strong. Here we go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Nice job. Nice job. Excellent. So things that we can do here now to stretch our legs out a little bit, if you want. So to stretch your quads. So to stretch your quads. So that's these guys up in the front, right? So like these guys. I'm gonna grab the back of my foot, okay, and I'm gonna pull up this way as my foot is pushing down. I'm pulling my right hand back up as my right toe is like pushing down. Then it should feel like a nice little stretch there in the quad, okay? So you can work that out a little bit for both. And especially if you push back a little bit with your heel too while you're pushing down, that should help some. Additionally, if you want to stretch your hamstrings, if you have a tendency to have tighter hamstrings, you can just lean forward into a nice like forward fold and loosen them up a little bit before you sit on the ground and then have one leg out in front, right, like this, and then reaching all the way down. Well, the knee, there might be a little bit of space under your leg, but we're still not trying to have like a bent knee at all. We're trying to keep that knee nice down and flat. I'd recommend holding these positions for about 30 seconds minimum if you want to get like a solid benefit out of it. So since we're a little bit over, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up so I can stop the recording here so I don't take up too much of the meeting time for everybody. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, I'm Justin. My email is justin@mesarim.com. If you have any questions, training related stuff, you can always feel free to shoot me an email. We do these every Thursday at 6 p.m. and we do Core Clinic every Tuesday at 6 p.m. If you can't make it at those times and this was something you liked, remember we've got that Google Doc that's listed there in the chat that you can reference it at a later date. If you're like, oh, this was a good one, I liked it. You can just throw that up and then be able to reference it later on so that you can use that as a workout. If you were like, man, this one really hit the spot, cool, save it so that way you can do it again in the future if we do a different one that you don't like as much. And then aside from that, yeah, just make sure if you can, before you sign off, shoot me that message privately in the chat there of the difficulty that you thought this was on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being like really easy, 5 being really challenging. And then that's it. And then you guys can rock and roll. So once you've sent me that thing, you can jet. I'll keep the meeting open here for another couple minutes and then I'm gonna shut everything down. But thanks for coming and spread the word. If you like this, I hope to see you guys again next week or on Tuesday.